Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. In the Book of Songs, Jiaqing, the passage says, like a jade tablet and a jade pendant, commanding respect and admiration. The character Ling in this line later became the name of a concubine during the Qing dynasty. She was deeply favored by Emperor Qianlong, and her title was derived from the character Ling in the Book of Songs, reflecting the emperor's high expectations for her. By now, many of you might have guessed that this concubine was Ling Fei. In the imperial harem of Qianlong, Ling Fei held a special status, being one of the most important figures after the empress. It's worth mentioning that when Emperor Qianlong first favored Ling Fei, he was even more excited than when he was with other concubines. And the experience felt even more delightful. Why was that? The answer is simple, and today, we will explore the reason behind it. There was once a popular Chinese historical TV drama called Story of Yanxi Palace, Yanxi Gonglu. The female lead, Wei Yingluo, was portrayed as a clever and rebellious woman. Yet she ultimately won the favor of Emperor Qianlong and became the Empress Dowager. However, while the character in the show shares some similarities with the historical Wei Yingluo, there are also significant differences between the two. Wei Yingluo was born in 1727. Her father, Wei Qingtai, was an official in charge of internal management, belonging to the Manchu Plain Yellow Banner. Though his status wasn't particularly high, he was still considered to be of some standing. Wei Yingluo's mother, on the other hand, was a highly cultured woman. She not only taught her daughter how to read and write but also educated her in manners and social conduct, making Wei Yingluo a talented and refined young lady. During the Qing dynasty, there was a special selection system for women. Unmarried women had to participate in the imperial selection process, and only those chosen could enter the palace, potentially becoming concubines or other women of the harem. Those who weren't selected would have to marry. Wei Yingluo participated in this selection and, fortunately, was chosen to enter the palace, becoming a maid-in-waiting. However, the journey from a maid to a concubine was extremely difficult, nearly impossible. Maids held low status in the palace, with heavy daily tasks and a harsh life. Nevertheless, Wei Yingluo was fortunate to have a benefactor, Empress Fucha, who is portrayed as Wei Yingluo's good friend Fucha Rongyin in the drama. With the help of Empress Fucha, Wei Yingluo gained many learning opportunities. Her intelligence, wit, and outstanding talents quickly allowed her to rise from the lowest ranks, becoming one of the favored servants of the empress. Her cleverness and exceptional skills helped her accumulate connections and influence in the palace, laying the foundation for her future promotions. It's also worth mentioning that Empress Fucha was not only beautiful but also came from a powerful family background. Her gentle and considerate nature, combined with these factors, made Emperor Qianlong infatuated with her. Whenever he had the time, he would visit Empress Fucha's palace to rest and chat. As time passed, Emperor Qianlong became acquainted with Wei Yingluo and was deeply impressed by her. Why was that? As we know, most women in the imperial palace lived for the emperor, with little room for their own dreams or personal dignity. However, Wei Yingluo was different. Due to her unique personality, Emperor Qianlong came to like her. Her mother had taught her a great deal of knowledge and talent. But beyond that, she also instilled in her the principles of life. Her mother's every action shaped Wei Yingluo into a woman who was neither humble nor servile, unafraid of power, and always held her own views and stances. In Story of Yanxi Palace, we often see scenes that reflect this uniqueness, though some may be fictionalized. From one perspective, these scenes reflect the true difference of Wei Yingluo. After being surrounded by flattery and sycophancy for a long time, one day, Emperor Qianlong encountered someone truly different, and this intrigued him, sparking his interest. As the saying goes, once you enter the palace, it's as deep as the sea. Although Empress Fucha held a high position in the palace, she was also mindful of the dangers around her. She needed fresh support to help herself navigate these challenges. Upon noticing Emperor Qianlong's fondness for Wei Yingluo, she skillfully seized the opportunity to offer him a favor, which ultimately led to the bond between Wei Yingluo and the emperor, accomplishing killing two birds with one stone. Around the 10th year of Qianlong's reign, Wei Yingluo transitioned from a palace maid to a noble consort, gaining the emperor's favor. Interestingly, unlike other favored concubines, this time Qianlong seemed somewhat excited. Why was this the case? The reason is quite straightforward. In the palace, most palace maids, eunuchs, and concubines are obsequious to the emperor, and there are rarely any instances of defying his will. However, Wei Yingluo was different. When she received the emperor's favor, she did not show signs of being overly eager or excessively flattered. Instead, she displayed a bit of resistance and reserve, which caught Qianlong by surprise. As we all know, every man has a desire to conquer everything, especially someone like Emperor Qianlong. He would never allow anyone to offend or defy his majesty. Coincidentally, Wei Yingluo's small resistance triggered his desire to conquer. And due to the differing motivations behind this attraction, the feelings it evoked in Qianlong were naturally different. As a result, Wei Yingluo gave Qianlong a unique feeling, and in return, Qianlong became deeply attracted to her. When they shared a bed, there was a certain anticipation and excitement on his part. After gaining the emperor's favor, as she grew closer to him and got to know him better, the empress, Ling Fei, also became attracted to his personality. And they could be said to have had mutual feelings. The gentleman is in love, and the concubine is equally fond. Perhaps for this reason, just a year later, Wei Yingluo was promoted to concubine by Emperor Qianlong and was given the title Ling, which means gentle and considerate, highlighting the emperor's affection for her. In historical dramas, we often see Emperor Qianlong's southern tour, during which Wei Yingluo usually accompanied him. In the following years, Qianlong's devotion to Wei Yingluo could even be described as obsessive. Not only did her position rise every few years, but she also bore him several children. Statistics show that during their years of love, Ling Fei gave birth to 2 daughters and 4 sons for Emperor Qianlong. Qianlong had about 17 sons, but only 4 of them survived to maturity, and 2 of them were Ling Fei's. As is well known, after Emperor Qianlong's death, Emperor Jiaqing ascended the throne. And Jiaqing was actually Wei Yingluo's son. Just from this, it is evident how much Qianlong favored Wei Yingluo and the political acumen she exhibited within the palace. What's even more notable is that after Empress Fucha's death, Emperor Qianlong never named another empress. This decision, though seemingly ordinary, was actually quite meaningful. While he did not appoint a new empress, he bestowed upon Wei Yingluo the title of Imperial Noble Consort, a title far more prestigious than that of a regular concubine. The title of Noble Consort was the highest rank among the concubines in the harem. And adding Imperial elevated her status even further. In essence, Wei Yingluo became the de facto ruler of the imperial harem, as no empress existed above her. Moreover, after her death, Emperor Qianlong arranged a special funeral for her and had her buried to the right of his own coffin, placing her in a position only second to Empress Fucha. This arrangement undoubtedly showcased her special position in Qianlong's heart. Her power and influence far surpassed that of most concubines, and in some ways, she could be considered the only woman who stood on equal footing with the empress. Therefore, while beautiful women may capture attention for a time, it is the wisdom and high emotional intelligence in daily life that help one secure a person's heart in the complex imperial court. Wei Yingluo, through her extraordinary intelligence and delicate emotional handling, earned an irreplaceable position in Qianlong's heart, becoming the most famous Ling Fei in history. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.